morning. Good morning. I'm the Reverend Rachel Hayes, minister of the Unitarian Universalist Society of Amherst. I use she, her pronouns. Welcome this morning to our congregation. Each of us arrives holding a story, all that has made us who we are, the people we love and the people who love us. The challenges we have faced and the questions we hold, each one of us unique and part of the larger human story since before history began. We are all growing, all learning, all loved. Just as you are welcome here. I call us to worship this morning with these words from Gretchen Haley. What's going to happen? Will everything be okay? What can I do? In these days, we find ourselves too often stuck with these questions on repeat. What's going to happen? Will everything be okay? What can I do? We grasp at signs and markers, articles of news and analysis, Facebook memes, and forwarded emails, as if the new zodiac, capable of forecasting all that life may yet bring our way, as if we could prepare, as if life had ever made any promises of making sense or turning out the way we thought, as if we are not also actors in this still unfolding story. For this hour, we gather to surrender to the mystery, to release ourselves from the needing to know, the yearning to have it all already figured out, and also the burden of believing we either have all the control or none. Here in our song and our silence, our stories and our sharing, we make space for a new breath, a new healing, a new possibility to take root. That is courage, forged in the fire of our coming together and felt in the spirit that comes alive in this act of faith. That we believe still a new world is possible, that we are creating it already, here and now. Come, let us worship together. I invite you to say our congregation's chalice lighting words with me. They're on the screen and your order of service. We light this flame to invite a world of peace where we heal the wounds, where we share what we have with one another, where justice is another word for relationship, and we listen for what love has to say. I invite you to rise in body, spirit, heart, and voice to sing our first hymn, number 346, Come Sing a Song With Me.
Sing a song with me.
Has anybody had a slippery walk recently? There was ice and thawing and more freezing, and the roads and the sidewalks this week were sometimes icky slicky. We can't make it stop raining or sleeting or freezing, but we can practice walking on ice. Yeah? Can you think of any animals who are good at walking on ice? Yeah? Yell it out. Penguins! They're experts. Okay, so we're going to practice like walking like penguins on the ice. So I'm going to invite all of the kids and anybody else who wants to practice walking like penguins up to the front. And if you're staying in your seat, your job is to keep the aisles around you clear. So that means folks who are on the side pews might need to tuck your legs in or hop over to the middle for this part. Or come be penguins with us, however you prefer. Okay, yeah. So penguins do this really smart thing where they keep their legs under their center of gravity. I see some people already rocking it. And take little steps, right? And they might even put their wings out a little bit to help balance. Okay, so all the penguins follow me. Ooh. Okay, it's tight through here. We got to be extra careful. You can keep going if you want, yeah. All right, okay. So, I'd like to invite the kids to join me up on the steps for a little bit, if you would like to. And we'll have a little conversation about our experience of walking on our pretend ice. Okay, so we can't keep snow or ice from falling or the rain from freezing, but we can practice in walking in a way where we are less likely to slip. What else can we do to not slip? Yeah?
Go around the slippiest areas.
Go around the slipperiest areas.
You can put down salt.
You can put down salt. Anything else you can think of? Wear spikes on your shoes. Carry ski poles.
Or a dryer.
Or a dryer? Like a hair dryer? So we can dry off the sidewalks. Yeah. Okay. One of my friends I talked to this week said that she doesn't use her walker inside her house, but she uses it to get to the car, right? So she has something to hang on to. Some people have been hanging on to shopping carts when they're in parking lots. There are a lot of things we can do, right? So we can walk in the more careful way and remind each other to walk in a more careful way and stay inside sometimes or go around slippery spots. But like some of you said, we can also do our best to get the ice off of the sidewalk. Yeah. So we can shovel, right? We can do that hard work of shoveling. We can put down the salt or the sand and make it easier. And some of these things, when we get the ice off of the sidewalk, it's not just making it easier for ourselves, it makes it safer for everybody, right? So it helps everybody who walks on that sidewalk, not just me. So we are safer when we make the world around us safer, not just do the safest things only for ourselves. It's important to take care of ourselves and each other. Yeah. Does anybody up front on the steps with me have some wisdom you want to offer before I ask Laurel to tell us what's going on in RE today? Yeah, Laszlo? Hold on to the railing when you are going downstairs. That is excellent advice. And make sure that we have railings for one another too, right? Yeah.
Somebody back there said, hold a friend's hand.
Hold a friend's hand. I like that one. Yeah, Rob.
Attend the rally at 12 o'clock.
Attend the rally at 12 o'clock. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yes, please. Have your arms out so you don't fall. And this might require a little pre-planning, but sometimes when it's cold, that means remembering your mittens so you don't have to put your hands in your pockets to keep them warm. And I know our congregation did a thing where we shared mittens with our neighbors last month. So lots of people are able to put their hands out and not have them in their pockets because we shared our mittens, right? So when we take care of one another, we are all a little bit safer. Yeah? Okay. Laurel, do you want to tell us what's up today?
Hello, alrighty. So today we are going to be learning about invisible and visible identity traits through a paper snowball fight and writing a story together with a wordless children's book called The Bird Song. So it should be a fun day.
Oh, wonderful. Sophie, do you want to give us updates too, or Nancy?
And for our older kids, we have Munchkins and a preview of Owl in JYG.
Thank you all. As our religious education classes go downstairs, let's rise in body and spirit to sing our next hymn, which is number 1 in the gray hymnal, May Nothing Evil Cross This Door. Confession. When Brenda and I planned this service on Wednesday morning, we were just thinking of ice as frozen water, not immigration and customs enforcement. I am legitimately worried about all of us slipping on sidewalks. Statistically, each of us is more likely to slip and fall on the ice than have a dangerous encounter with a federal agent. We hadn't yet heard the news of Renee Good's death, the news that has consumed my week beginning on Wednesday afternoon, and maybe yours as well. But it's never the wrong time to talk about safety. We just need to talk about what safety actually means. Just like with our penguin walk, there are some things we can do to be safer. In our congregation, we have a safer congregation policy. It's on our website if you want to read it. Much of it is specifically directed at preventing child abuse and creating systems of accountability. That's why we always have 2 unrelated background-checked adults working with our children and youth. The Safer Congregation policy also has policies about destructive behaviors, how we invite people back into covenant when harm has occurred, how we establish limited access agreements when necessary, when someone's past actions are not consistent with their ethical aspirations. We are all growing, all learning, all loved. And for all of us to learn and grow in the same congregation, sometimes we need a little extra structure. Several of us connected with Wednesday Breakfast about a year ago, completed a CPR training so we know how to help in the case of choking, heart attack, or injury. Back in October, we had a fire drill. Several of you were here for that. We know how to leave our building and find our way to the evacuation point if we ever need to evacuate. In case you weren't here that day, it is the patio at the Bangs Center. If you're not sure where to go, enough of us have practiced to lead the group to safety. And we adopted an ICE policy last year. If immigrations and custom enforcement agents come to our building and want to enter, the Board of Trustees and I are the ones who are authorized to talk to them. It is unlikely that this would happen, but if it were to take place, you find me. Or, if not me, one of our board members, and we'll take it from there. You are not responsible for giving them access or determining whether they have a valid warrant. Find us. Of course, all of these procedures and policies don't make us magically safe. Just like laws don't make us magically safe. Safety does not happen on paper. Safety happens in community. We increase safety when we create and use our systems of accountability. I know that a lot of us have experienced the word accountability as synonymous with blame, and that is not what I mean here. Accountability is what we promise each other and take responsibility for. It's a positive, proactive thing, not a punitive one. It's part of how we relate all along. Safety is relational. I feel like there are 2 categories of safety concerns: what people are going to do and things beyond human control. And for a lot of the things beyond human control, we know that if humans help, the disaster might be less catastrophic. We are interdependent beings. I don't know about you, but I eat food I did not grow myself. And even if I grew all of my own food in my apartment somehow, or even lived totally off-grid, I would still be dependent on our shared air quality, right? We are built to go through life together in community. Independence is a lie. Safety is not made of reducing individual risk. Safety is made of having a community determined to find a way through together. And now I'm going to talk explicitly about safety for our immigrant neighbors and what we can do to be part of co-creating more safety. First, I want to make sure you all know about LUCE. LUCE Immigrant Justice Network of Massachusetts operates a hotline for reporting ICE activity. I don't frequently ask you to take out your cell phone during the service, but I will today. If you have not already done so, I want you to make a contact in your phone for LUCE, L-U-C-E. And the phone number, which is on the slide, is 617-370-5023. If you think you see ICE, this is the number you call. Don't call the police, don't call 911. This is the number you call. Tell them what you observe, and they will send volunteers to verify. LUCE is the organization that led the bystander training here back in October, along with ACLU of Massachusetts and the Pioneer Valley Workers Center. This is a Massachusetts-wide volunteer organization staffing a hotline in multiple languages and verifying ICE sightings. They're plugged in, know what is helpful information to gather, and connect affected families with support that is actually helpful. Beyond saving the LUCE hotline number in your phone, there are ways to help. You can be part of getting the hotline number out into the community. You can help distribute flyers. You see this week's announcements for the invitation to participate in flyering for LUCE. This is a thing that if you go out to public places, you can do. You can go to the next LUCE bystander training, which will tell you what to look for when you suspect that you see ICE in the community. There's also a notice about that in the announcements. It will be February 4th over at First Church. The October training was excellent, and this one is going to have dancers and be a fundraiser for LUCE too. That brings me to my next point. You can donate. LUCE is a grassroots organization, and it needs our grassroots support. If you've done the bystander training and you think you might be able to help as a hotline operator, especially if you speak another language, or as someone who goes out to verify ICE sightings, you can find out more at LUCE's website, lucemass.org. And if you feel called to put your body into the movement in public, Amherst's ICE Out for Good action will be on the Common at noon today. Come out with us and be counted. From what I could learn, as of yesterday, Renee Nicole Good died trying to observe ICE activity in her community in Minneapolis. I don't know whether she was part of a coordinated effort or if she was simply a person of goodwill trying her best to not let injustice go unobserved. But her actions imply to me that she was acting from the belief that we must create safety together. We must create safety for one another. I begin to close this time with thoughts from Howard Zinn. To be hopeful in bad times is not just foolishly romantic. It is based on the fact that human history is a history not only of cruelty, but also of compassion, sacrifice, courage, and kindness. What we choose to emphasize in this complex history will determine our lives. If we see only the worst, it destroys our capacity to do something. If we remember those times and places, and there are so many, where people have behaved magnificently, this gives us the energy to act and at least the possibility of sending this spinning top of a world in a different direction. And if we do act in however small a way, we don't have to wait for some grand utopian future. The future is an infinite succession of presents. And to live now, as we think human beings should live, in defiance of all that is bad around us, is itself a marvelous victory. Howard Zinn, you can't be neutral on a moving train. I know that many of us have come to this point on Sunday with our spirits frayed and worn. Me too. I'll tell you what I told the people who gathered at a vigil in Holyoke Thursday evening. Don't go looking for calm. Your sorrow and anger are righteous. When these are our circumstances, calm is hard to come by. What we can look for instead are our purpose and our people. Look for your purpose in this moment. Is it protecting your neighbors? Is it justice? Is it building a safe and loving society? What would that really look like? Know your purpose. And look for your people, the people who share your purpose. Some of your people are right here, surrounding you, here with you, in grief and anger. Don't lose track of your people. We were not meant to weather hard times and injustice alone. We can hold this grief together. We can build a better world together, but none of us can do it alone. Feel what you feel. Find your purpose. Find your people. There is a steadiness that comes of holding these truths. May we take up our place in the healing of the world, of creating a world of true safety beyond risklessness for individuals, a world where all people have what we need because we take care of one another. May it be so. May we make it so. Amen. However this moment comes to you, I invite you to bring your spirit into our next hymn. I brought my spirit to the sea, number 4 in the hymnal. And this is a new one for us, so Brenda's going to play it all the way through before we begin singing together.
Infinity, where the waters roar.
join me in prayer. Spirit of life, warm spark in each other's hearts. This week has been too much. We are tired and so full of grief and rage. We are too full and too empty. We are watching the collision of too much power and exploitation and violence and greed. Help us remember that we too have power, that we too have joys that sustain us. Help us feel our connection to the love that surrounds us at all times. Help us find the people who keep us true to our convictions. Spirit of life, help us to remember our deep interconnectedness, our kinship with all people, all beings, until beloved community becomes our way. Please remain seated to sing our meditation hymn, The Lone Wild Bird, number 15 in the Gray Hymnal.
Dedicated Offering Committee, and I'm very pleased that we are welcoming today Hannah Mushebek, who is a member, who was one of the founding members of Interlink Foundation and Interlink Publishing. And Interlink Publishing is a Palestinian-owned publishing house in the only one, I think, in the United States, and they are based in Northampton, Mass. She brought a few books. I'll put them on the table so you can kind of look at them as you walk by to sort of see what they publish. But meanwhile, Hannah is going to come down and tell us a little more about the foundation and the great work they do for not only us in the area, but for actually the United States and their publishing efforts. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for having me. This has been, honestly, such a beautiful day. This is my first time attending a service, and I have to say my heart is very full. I'd like to tell you a little bit about my family and what we do, but to do that I have to go way back in time to the 1970s when my parents arrived in the United States fleeing the war in Beirut. When they arrived in the United States, they were really big fans of American music and the movies. And when they arrived here, they were so disappointed that Americans didn't have access to any Arab literature, food, music, poetry. They knew that the tradition of Arabic literature is centuries old, much older than this country. In fact, we invented public libraries. They were really disappointed, and they decided to make it their life's work to do something about this. So they started in our tiny apartment in Brooklyn, bringing works of art, literature, and poetry from the Middle East, translating them into English, and publishing them for the first time in the United States. They've been doing this for over 40 years. In fact, Interlink was established 13 days after I was born, as if they didn't have much to do with a newborn. So Interlink has been uplifting marginalized voices, not just Middle Eastern and Arab voices, but they've since expanded. We now publish everything from children's books all across the globe to cookbooks, international cooking, poetry, and literature in translation, as well as nonfiction and political books. But of course, as a Palestinian family, it was so important to us to see our own culture represented, and that has become increasingly difficult. If anyone knows anything about publishing, they know that there has been a monopoly consolidation of publishers. There's now about 5 major publishers in the US that have bought up lots of little publishers, so it's very difficult for independent publishers to survive. The cost of entry into the market no longer is financially viable to publish these books, and yet we know just how important it is, because the larger publishers would never take risks and publish voices like Palestinian voices. Our books, especially in the last few years, have been getting less reviews. Mainstream media will not touch them. Our Palestinian authors are being canceled. Their events are being canceled. They're being forbidden from speaking on university campuses and even in schools here in this community. Now, we decided, instead of allowing the market to shrink us and make us publish less politically risky books, that we were going to double down. We felt that the mission was so important that, in fact, it was more important to uplift these voices than it was to make a profit. So we decided to launch a nonprofit, the Interlink Foundation, in honor of my parents' legacy. So last fall, we launched the Interlink Foundation. It's a dedicated nonprofit to sharing stories and writing from the Global South and historically underrepresented communities, with the aim of informing and expanding public discourse on issues of global significance, and in order to preserve and archive cultural heritage in the face of erasure. Now, we have lots of plans, but I wanted to talk about a couple of things that we have already done. Last May, in 2025, the Interlink Foundation co-sponsored the Queer Kidlit Camp, which we have a couple of members who attended. We welcomed 50 queer writers, illustrators, and book workers to a private retreat in Vermont for education, connection, and community building, and it was one of the most joyful weekends of my life. In September, the Interlink Foundation sponsored the 2nd annual Read and Resist Fest, which is an outdoor social justice festival which attracted over 1,000 community members coming from as far as Boston. At this festival, we featured a book sale, more than 20 queer, trans, and BIPOC vendors, children's activities, all ages workshops, teach-ins, food, and music. My favorite part is that I like to think of it as like speed dating for local social justice orgs. We had about 25 different social justice orgs, including Luce, and they were able to meet members of the public, and people could sign up to get involved. In December, Interlink launched an imprint by the same name, distributed by Interlink Publishing, with their first release, Palestine Mapped, From the River to the Sea in Early Geographic Thought, by historical researcher Tom Suarez, which is currently being passed around. Now, I grew up here in this community, and despite it being incredibly progressive, my family experienced anti-Arab racism. I remember witnessing my father being called slurs. I remember hearing death threats on our voicemail. I remember when a brick was thrown through my uncle's business in Northampton in the early 2000s. Now, my father always told me that books are a gateway to a people's soul, and that if peers could just read our literature and hear our music, eat our food, and absorb our poetry, they would see us as friends and neighbors and as humans, not like the media depicts us. This work is our resistance against the brutal occupation and genocide happening in our homeland, funded by our tax dollars. But it's also our pursuit of collective liberation here in our community as rights continue to be stripped away. So I encourage you to support us. You can find us online on all the things. We're also going to be doing events. We do about 50 events a year in the Pioneer Valley, so please come find us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ellen and Hannah. Another world is possible. Each week we collect an offering and we split it with an outside organization to help us remember that we can't make the world a better place on our own. During January, we will support the Interlink Foundation. Half of the money collected today supports the programming of our congregation, and the other half supports Interlink Foundation's mission of sharing stories and writing from the Global South. Please give generously today in the basket, by text, by check, or through our website. Thank you. Please join me in the words to extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. We are about to sing our closing song. You are welcome to stay right where you are and be held in the love of this congregation, or you're welcome to rise and move into a circle along the outer aisle. Place your hands over your heart or hold hands with the person next to you as we sing This Day We Come. Go in peace.